I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Time doesn't start till I start, so get ready.
Recording in progress.
Well, good evening and welcome to the City Council meeting, March 4th, 2024. With that, if I could have roll call, please.
Luther.
Here.
Burstad.
Here.
Sutherland.
Here.
Yanko. McCullough.
Yeah, here.
Yeah. Schwebs.
Here.
Gens.
Here.
Solberg. Schlu.
Here.
Erdman.
Here.
Sommerfeld.
Okay, thank you. With that, if somebody'd like to approve the minutes, we can do that at this time. Ryland,
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
thank you. Is there a second, Jeff?
I'll second Ryland's motion.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor of said motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. No public hearings this evening, so we can move right on into public comments. Public comments is a portion of our meeting where anybody can speak for 3 minutes or less on agenda items for the evening. And if you'd like to speak, you'll have to grab a microphone and take it up to the podium and turn it on. We'll open up the public comments at this point. Last call for public comments. Okay, we'll close public comments, move on with the rest of our meeting. Under unfinished business, no unfinished business this evening. That brings us down to new business. 6A, Resolution 2024-03 regarding renaming 650th Avenue Parkway Road Drive to Eagle Point Road. David? Turn your microphone on, please.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. In your packet, there's a map and a number of resolutions. 650th Avenue is south of Ellsworth Creamery, north of the glass factory. It kind of runs parallel to the interstate back behind that industrial park there. Over its life, this roadway has had several names, most likely or most frequently either 650th Avenue or Parkway, either Parkway Road or Parkway Drive. The last several businesses that have been erected up there have been given an address of Eagle Point Road. And so the resolution before you tonight that was approved by Plan Commission formally changes the name of the road from all three of those things to Eagle Point Road Northeast.
Okay, and this went through Plan Commission and it was favorably approved. So if anybody'd like to support this with a motion, you can do so at this time. Jeff Luther.
I'd like to make the motion to approve resolution 2024-03 to rename 650th Parkway Road / Parkway Drive to Eagle Point Road Northeast.
Okay, thank you. Good motion. Is there a second to that motion? Eric?
I'll second that, Randy.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? Regular vote. Okay, all in favor of said motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed. Moving on to 6B, new updated job descriptions. Eric?
Yeah, so in front of you today, we have several position job descriptions that are available for your review that administration is seeking approval. They are for the communications specialist, the parks and public property foreman, and the city forester. These are positions that frankly, we just have vacancies right now at the moment and thought it was a great idea and a great opportunity to be able to update those job descriptions. And per our handbook, it comes to you for approval. And communication specialists in the past would have been more probably related to the crime prevention specialist you saw at the police department, whereas that position focused primarily just with the police department. This position will work and act as a department head that serves all the departments in support for marketing materials, our website, as well as communicating what we're doing here in the city. Parks and public property foreman is a slight adjustment on our parks foreman position, which adds the additional duties to maintain our facilities. Right now, Dave Koieski has been our person who's been maintaining facilities. And as you saw at the last council meeting, we've had a tremendous amount of growth, a lot of extra work in that inspections office, and it's just become too cumbersome for him to be able to continue. So we're adding these duties on to this particular person. And the city forester is just city forester with just an updated job description.
Okay, thank you. Oh, I think these positions are a good movement forward. We've got a great team so far, and to establish that team and keep it moving, I think these are important. So with that, if you want to make a motion to support this, you can do so at this time. Go ahead, Laura.
I will move to approve the job descriptions for the communications specialist, parks and public property foreman, and the city forester as presented.
Okay, that's a good motion. Does anybody want to second that motion? Lee?
I'll second the motion.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? Penny?
I'm wondering why maintaining the improvement of electrical systems, including street lights, traffic lights and parking has been brought into Parks and Rec, basically.
Okay, I'll let Dave answer that one.
So, the way I felt about it was that right now Mike Morrow, as our streets foreman, is responsible for street related things, and then this is in a more mechanical position. And so the pool is included in this. The bathrooms are included in this, city hall, lighting, HVAC, all that sort of thing is included in this. And so I felt like as you get into the streetlights and traffic signals and that sort of thing, that would be more appropriate in this position. Try to level out the two positions a little bit.
I can add to that too. Right now, we've got one kind of person that's electrical, and we don't really have a lot of people cross-trained. So I think that fills a kind of a cross-training worthiness as well. So, yeah. Laura?
So is the apprentice journeyman or master electrician, is that a new part of the desired qualifications?
Yes, that was not included before.
Okay.
And that's just to be clear, that's a desired. We also have pool operator, playground inspector, that sort of a thing. If we can find one person that has all of those things, I'll be impressed. I'll be happy with two of them and that is willing to work with the others that have those things. So.
I've been doing some of the playground inspection. The slides are a little too small for me. So, other than that, any other discussion on this? No.
Wait, Randy,
Yes, Penny.
so is this a new position or it's just renaming what we already have or reassigning what we already have?
Microphone.
Sorry, this was previously held by Mike Marl as the parks foreman. And so the change is to call it parks and public property. The forester was also under that position previously. We separated that out into a separate position.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Penny.
So it's not additional payroll, it's just a change in the titles and the roles?
This will be slightly higher than Mike was making under the previous, in his previous job.
Is this included in our budget currently?
Yes, it is.
I think where it's going is there's a few more responsibilities falling on a couple of individuals that's already in those zones rather than bringing up somebody else. So then the pay is calculated in accordance with that. But if you have any more questions on that, I'm sure that, either Eric or Dave would be able to answer that. So any other discussion? All in favor of said motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, moving on to 6C, special events request. Get It Done Run, Mind Over Matter Incorporated Mustang, Stampede, Menomonie Junior Mustangs, Mabel's Community Celebration, Mabel Tainer Theater, and the Pickleball for Men and Women's Leagues. And I think we can take these all in one. And if you have any questions, we can try to answer questions. Or if anybody would like to make a motion to support this, we can do so at this time. Go ahead, Chad.
I'd like to make a motion to approve these special events permits for Get It Done Run, Mustang, Stampede, Mabel's Community Celebrations, and Pickleball for Men and Women Leagues as presented, contingent upon certificates of insurance.
Okay, thank you. Good motion, Ryland.
I will second Chad's motion.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. 6D, Resolution 2024-04 regarding Tree City USA. We've been a Tree City for a long time. And there's a resolution to support this. So if anybody'd like to make a motion to support this, you can do so at this time. Go ahead, Chad.
I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution 2024-04 as presented to complain April 26, 2024 as Arbor Day in the city of Menomonie.
Cool. And there will be a celebration for that. So, I'm sorry, Ryland, go ahead.
I'll second Chad's motion. And then I have a quick question.
Okay, go ahead.
Being a Tree City USA, does that give us any advantage as far as grants or other? Or is it just we get a fancy plaque to put on a sign?
Well, we get a fancy
Inside.
plaque, but I think that there has been some opportunity. I know Urban Forestry Board has signed on to some different things over the past few years, nothing recently. Well, I think it's a recognition too that we are, we try not to brag about all the trees that we cut down, and we're going to plant a whole bunch more so that we have more birds. But yeah, it's an ongoing thing, and I think it's a good thing. It makes us recognize the fact that we should have more trees and a bird-friendly environment. So I think it's a good thing, and it's been I don't know how many years, 30 years plus maybe. Been a bird city, so good motion. Anybody have any more discussion? Yes, Eric.
Randy, I guess I'll touch on that a little bit since I'm the member of the Urban Forestry Board and I have been for some time. I don't think the presentation or the disclaimer being a tree city really has any beneficial aspects to it as far as grants are concerned. But I do know that Megan is working hard and diligent on doing different grants, and I know that she has been approved on some items. And I think there's another grant, if I'm correct. Well, Megan is here, yeah. And please correct me if I'm wrong, Megan, but so we're working on grants. We had a meeting just recently. Everyone probably recognizes all the ash trees that are getting cut down and removed. I mean, it's been a great winter for doing that. Maybe 200 to 300 or maybe more. So I know the Urban Forestry Board, with conjunction with the city staff and Megan, are working diligently to get those trees down, damaged and diseased trees, and try to get those replaced, the best we can. So that's the good news. And Megan's doing a great job getting funds to do that. So that's all I have, Randy.
Okay, that was a good explanation. I think in the past, so it seemed like a few years back, there was some grants that they applied for. It can't hurt, I guess we'll say that. Eric, did you have something?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a good marketing tool for both grants to be able to write and say, yes, we are a Tree City USA. The other part is too, is as we market our community and try to grow our economy and getting people to move here, it's another thing that we can say that we care about the environment if you come here.
Okay, anything else on discussion? All in favor of said motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, next piece of business, 6E, Resolution 2024-05 regarding Bird City. Of course, if we're a tree city, we got to be a bird city. So if anybody'd like to support this, we could do so with a motion. Penny.
I'm a crazy bird lady, so I will approve a resolution 2024-05 to proclaim August 26, 2024 as an International Migratory Bird Day in the city of Menomonie.
Okay, and refine that to April 26th.
I'm sorry, April 26th.
Okay, thank you. Is there a second to that motion? Go ahead. Cody.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, motion made and seconded. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor of said motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. Moving down to consideration of Business Improvement District Downtown Menomonie Incorporated and Urban Forestry Board members. Downtown Menomonie, Veronica Zazowski. And under Urban Forestry, Keith Gilland and Dave Williams. So if those would meet your approval, you can support that with a motion. Go ahead, Laura.
I'll move to approve the appointment of Veronica Zazowski to the Downtown Menomonie Board and Keith Gilland and Dave Williams to the Urban Forestry Board.
Good motion. Thank you. Is there a second to that motion? Lee?
I'll second the
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor of said motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. No budget transfers tonight. Mayor's report. David, did you check on the dates from Megan for the electronics cleanup and any spring cleanup?
Yeah, April 25th is the electronics cleanup between 2 and 6, and Megan will be sending out some information on that. Or maybe looking at trying to get people slotted in so we don't get a rush of people, Ben included, showing up exactly at 2:00. And then the spring cleanup, last year we did late April. We may look at doing that a little earlier this year just because of the way the weather has been. But last year, the first day was April 29th, I believe.
Okay, thank you. Eric?
Yeah, real quick, as a upcoming event on March 18th at our next council meeting, TID number 12, we'll present a resolution to officially close out that tax increment district. And then also, we are working on the creation of TID 19, which is in addition to our TID 15, which is our downtown tax increment district, to try to expand that and then get a longer distance of time to be able to do developments in that particular area. And that'll be coming up here this month and next month. We'll be working on that. That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anything from council? Staff? Okay, we have, going into claims, we have a, updated claims list. So if that looks okay, if anybody wants to support this with a motion, Rylan,
I'll make a motion to pay the updated claims list as presented.
thank you. Is there a second to that motion? Penny?
I will second Ryland's motion.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Luther.
Yeah.
Berstad,
Yes.
Sutherland,
Yes.
McCullough,
Yes.
Schwebbs,
Yes.
Gantz,
Yes.
Schlü,
Yes.
Erdmann,
Yes.
Sommerfeld.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. That brings us down to licenses. Anybody like to support the license list? We can do that at this time. Jeff,
A motion to approve the license list as presented for March 4th, 2024.
thank you. Is there a second to Jeff's motion?
I'll second Jeff's motion.
Oh, Laura, I missed you. Okay. Okay, motion made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor of said motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And we do not have closed session tonight, so that brings us to adjournment. If anybody would like to make a motion, Cody?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion made to adjourn. Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second that motion.
Laura with a second. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Thank you, everybody. Have a good evening.